What the heck? Oh damn! Well, this episode turned out to be a lot more interesting than I thought it would be. I wouldn't really use the word entertaining to describe this first episode, but I think this first episode of Terraformers Revenge was certainly interesting. I have not seen the previous series of Terraformers, but I just wanted to see if Revenge was any good, as there must be some reason as to why this franchise is getting another series, and it turns out that there is a very clear reason as to why it was given another series. Terraformers, judging by this first episode, is a visual treat anime, and yeah, I love my visual treat anime. So in episode 1 of Revenge, we get our cliche, typical, nothing new here, narration which explains that cockroaches on Mars have somehow turned into wrestlers. I know, I don't buy it either, who occupy Mars now, and a group of people from Earth who seem to have the ability to turn into monsters literally fight the wrestler cockroaches on Mars. This is because of something to do with getting some antidote, some poison that humans die from for some reason. So there we have it, a setup that I don't really understand, but to be honest, I think the setup was just an excuse for lots of action, and oh boy, do we get lots of action! Fast-paced, crazy action. The first act of this episode is just one giant fight scene pitting the human robots against the humanoid cockroaches, and it was all really well animated. I just got lost in how much detail and movement was put into the animation. I thought I was watching a movie, not a TV show. Good job, Leiden Films. The second act is more about the human characters, and they all seem to be this random group of people from a random spaceship, but the main character wants to save this boy on Earth for some reason, and the main girl is, well, a main girl. Yeah, there's no reason to care about the main characters, but they are both pretty badass in the battlefield. There's also some spots at attempts at comedy which seemed really out of place. Why is there surreal comedy in a dark fantasy science fiction anime? I don't know, I guess it was there to lighten up the mood, but then again, does the mood really need to be interrupted in this anime? So yeah, this was a very wonderfully animated episode, which is always good when it comes to action anime, as action requires lots of detail and movement in order for said action to work. It wasn't quite enough to make up for the lack of story that's interesting, the lack of interesting characters, and the terrible sound effects. Oh my goodness, the sound effects that I was hearing when that guy was getting beaten up by the cockroaches. Oh my goodness, so terrible. But I am a sucker for technically strong media, so I'm probably going to give this anime a couple more episodes and see if it actually starts getting deeper, or if it remains a shallow anime that's just really nice to look at. I'm hoping that it's not the latter, because it would be a real shame if all that good animation went to a shallow anime. So we'll just have to wait and see.